I'm trying to organize this space, but I feel like I should just leave it. I don't really want it to look like I set it up. Speaking of setups, if you have been here before, then you might notice my setup is a little different today. I started working on this studio space maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and now that I've got more of the walls and stuff done the way I want, I'm trying to figure out what angles I like. And so if you were watching like the last couple of streams, I've had it in slightly different spaces, always from this side. I haven't changed the angle. And the reason for that is because there's a giant mirror or a giant window right here. And so if I were to be on that wall, the lighting would be really off. It would be hard to see me. Um, but in reality, like doing it in front of the window would be nice as well. But yeah, so now that I kind of know what's gonna be on the walls more long term and how much space I'm working with as far as you know, area, surface area, um, I'm trying to figure out what angles work. And so I was putting it in the corner in the window, and then I had a tripod, and then I had a magnet tripod mount that was on the mirror, and I used that to, you know, prop the phone up. And now I am trying to basically do the most basic old school way of recording yourself, which is to just have the front camera on, which I know I said I didn't want to have the front camera on because it is not as clear as the back camera. But it's like the only way I can see the comments. It's the only way I can see myself. And because I don't want to have like different screens going just to see what's going on. And yeah, it's just all in the phone. So I'll look back at the VOD. But right now, I feel like the lighting is decent. And my number one goal is for you to be able to see my body and fully. Because all the other angles that I've got with the tripods and different mounts and things haven't really been able to get my whole body. Like I've had to put myself in like weird positions in the room that weren't like natural. And yeah, it just wasn't working for me, isn't working for me. The one where I had it in the windowsill was kind of good, but because I have this big ass mirror now, I feel like the windowsill is gonna be, it would have to, my phone would have to be like way over here, basically, and then it would change the angle. Because there's a door right here, if you can see. I don't want to put anything on the door. I think putting something on the door would be a little dramatic. There's already like a lot of color in here, so I don't really want to add even more color to the door because, you know, I have people over or like, you know, I close the door, I don't want it to be like super loud, right? Like this is loud enough. There's enough going on back here. Um, but I also don't want to close the door while I'm in here. Like that feels weird too. Or just like be recording with the door closed. Maybe that's what people do when they live with other people. But for me, I always feel like I like to have every door open so I can hear like what's going on around the house. Um, yeah, so I'm trying this angle. I have this angle for two reasons. Like I said, one, to try and get my whole body in, and two, because I was thinking, if you truly are doing this along with me, like if you're really just like, okay, we're both going to stretch at this time, or we're both going to do mobility at this time, if you were truly doing it with me, then you probably also have your phone down right here in this angle so you can see what's going on, right? And when you are trying to see like your instructor or something, or TV, when you're trying to see what they're doing, you're like looking at it from a totally different angle and you're like, okay, foot here, that. So I think now that I'm on the ground, you would also be on the ground, and my phone is at the same angle as your phone. So when I lift my leg up, you lift that same leg up, And so we go at the same time instead of you trying to figure out like how I did it, and then I can just kind of go step by step through it. And yeah, I'm just gonna try it. Right now I feel like it's a good idea. I just came up with it like an hour ago, so I didn't really have time to like fully process it, but you know, why not just start it? So yeah, it's Mobility Monday. I have been really itching to move my body around. I'm not gonna lie, I've already been kind of loosening up my body because it's just again becoming something that my body craves, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I did a little bit of, you know, movement earlier today, but I held back so I could be more in tune during this stream. So yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of music on this time, I think, and I might get copy strike for this. I'm willing to risk it because I need to figure it out, and I was too lazy to Google it. But I think I'm going to play a song, like a concert from a SoundCloud. So technically it's not recorded music, right? I don't know. That's where I'm kind of leaning. Like, I don't know if that counts, if it's like a concert and not necessarily, you know. Anyway, so that's what I was gonna do. It's from SoundCloud. I am playing some GroupTherapy. If you're familiar with the type of music, it's kind of like a melodic, trancey, electronic style. There can be like some high energy moments, but it's always just kind of like vibey, if that makes sense. It's not like yeah. So I hope you like it, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not really gonna say anything else other than explain like what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And I will try my best. Well, I'll be looking at the screen, so I'll be able to see if there's a comment there. If you have like a question, or you want to see something from, you know, modification. If you want like a modification or something, you can type it in there, and I will try my best to catch it and do a modification. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the music going. Trying to figure out where to put my phone so it's not too loud. Okay. See, I think this is a great angle. I feel like if you're following along, like, this makes more sense. You can see it. Alright, so I am just on all fours, obviously. I'm gonna warm up this way. One direction for a bit, and then eventually go in the other direction. Switch sides. Alright, and just kind of like a seal position. I am twisting back and forth right now, and it feels pretty nice. You don't have to do that, but it feels nice. Figured I'd let you know. Okay, I'm gonna push back. down the same way. Right now my legs are a little bit spread. The first time they were closed, this time they're a little bit spread. Alright, I'm gonna push all the way up, all the way through my all fours. If you need to adjust your hands here, you can, but I'm going to push all the way up through my toes, so tuck my toes down. And then push through. Alright, slowly go back down. Now you're going to come up onto your knees. Okay. Just going to do a little spine warm up here. Alright, I'm going to do more spinal twists here, so I'm going to take one arm, put it behind me in the center of my back, like this, and then I'm going to twist. Okay, now I'm going to switch sides. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of camels, and these ones are pretty hard. I started doing them a couple months ago, so if you can't do them completely, I'll show you a modification first, and then I'm going to do it full. So, modification for camel is to reach back with one arm only and try and touch the back of your foot, your heel, and then switch sides and do it on the other side as well. So the idea is that once you get a little closer on each side, you'll eventually be able to go back. And the final move is this. So that stretch will like open up your back and your shoulders, like back in this area. It's also going to help with your quadriceps, it'll loosen up in this area here. So it might look like a little funky, but it actually is a really deep stretch in multiple places. And it's also good for balance and coordination because your head is inverted. And so yeah, let's do a couple of those. And I try to hold it for a minimum of 5 seconds. If you're new, if you've been doing them longer, the longer the better. This is the modified version. We're just getting ready to go into the full one. Okay, that's the modified one, slightly easier because you're just going one side to the other. Now I'm going to do the full one, and I'm going to hold it for a minimum of 5 seconds. Oh my gosh, that one burns my legs so much. Oh, my legs burn when I do that one. I'm gonna take a little, kind of like sway side to side on my knees, and that helps like loosen up my quadriceps a little bit. It also looks like I'm vibing to the music. Alright, while I'm at it, I'm just going to go ahead and sit in between my knees. So try and spread your knees and put your butt in between your ankles. This is also one that can be pretty hard to do if you haven't been stretching it a lot, or if you have tight hips. Like right now, I am actually doing one of my modifications, which is to use my hands to prop myself up a little bit. So when I'm like this, I'm actually resting my hands on my ankles, which is taking some weight off so my hips aren't pressing down as hard. Because again, my hips are really tight, so when I do something like this, I usually have to do the modified version. If you can't do this modified version, you can also grab like a pillow or something. She looks so peaceful right now. So yeah, you can also like put a pillow underneath you like this, and then eventually when you're sitting like this, it'll start to get loose enough for you to remove the pillow, and like I said, you can do one of these and so forth. Now I kind of just want to stay on the pillow. I'm not gonna lie. So I was talking yesterday about someone who had asked about doing more hip work, and I was excited about it because that is something that I need myself, and so it's nice to know that there's somebody out there that also is benefiting from this research, right? And so what I've been looking at is, a lot of the stretches I've been doing have been, I'll just go through the stretches I've been doing for hips. So this is going to be the hip portion. So a lot of the stretches have been, let me turn this way, I don't want like anything, yeah, there we Yeah, so I've been doing things like this where essentially I'm trying to pull both of my knees apart so that, you know, my hips are opening, whether it's this way or this way, right? Front splits or side splits. Like just targeting that motion in general. But what I am discovering and what I've been kind of, you know, researching is you actually have to focus more on your quadriceps for your hips, because your quadriceps, and I don't understand this completely, I should, you know, if I care enough, I'll look into the anatomy of it, but basically your quadriceps are what kind of control the area in this range, muscle-wise, and so if you don't have flexible quadriceps, everything else that you're doing for your hips is kind of just still, you know, localized in this area. It's not opening up. And ever since I started considering that information, I can feel a difference. So that's what I'll be incorporating into hips now. If you see me doing more quadricep stretches, it's because it's a hip stretch. I'm putting my hands back now, and I'm trying to keep my knees as flat as possible, and then I'm going to lift up. And back down. Bring my knees together, and I'm going to do the windshield wipers. So I never really got to show you this angle, but because my hips are so tight, I am like leaning back a lot. I think a lot more than most people would. I think a lot of people can be like all the way up here and do it. Which, I mean, I guess I can, but it feels like I'm getting a deeper stretch when I lean back. And it feels like because that's where my hips get locked, if that makes sense. It's letting me target an area where my hips get locked. It's like full-on twisting. I'm going to go back the other way. Can't get it as much on this side. I don't remember what I did. This one was this way. So this one is this way. I'm doing the roll-ups. I don't know how to describe these, but you can see it hopefully. So I'm just kind of popping up from the Z-sit. So, you know, both of my knees are facing, one's facing forward, one's facing the side. You know, my foot's right here. This one's behind me. And then it just pop up. And this is a stretch for me. It stretches my quadriceps, which is for hips. And if you think about it, like you should feel it. Like if you're stretching this, you should feel it in here. If you're trying to target your hips, just think about that. I'm gonna do 10 of these. One more. That stretch didn't do anything in particular. This one's stretching my left side a lot. Okay, I'm gonna come back down, and then I'm gonna switch sides. Can't even go to that side, so I guess maybe I was stretching something. Ooh. Okay. I did a little bit more hips just now. They still feel pretty tight. I don't know. Just because that one person asked, now I feel like I have the permission to do more of it. So, I'm gonna come this way. And still pull one leg up. Roll your ankle while you do this. A lot of people forget to like actually show attention to their feet and their ankles, but that's what really where mobility starts when you're standing. Okay, now I'm gonna pull my leg out to the side, the outside. Switch sides. And then do one more hug. You're going to switch legs. And these stretches are actually building to the actual mobility exercise. So I know it looks like I'm just stretching, but it's just to make sure my legs are ready to do that exercise, which you always want to do. Alright, and then I'll pull to the outside. Trying not to put like my whole leg out there. Oh gosh. Is that better? Oh my goodness. Like you're all up in my booty hole. I'm gonna have to get that figured out. There we go. and then pull to the inside. And then you're going to grab both of your knees now and pull those ones forward. They're into your chest. And then this last one, depending on your flexibility, you might only be able to grab your feet, or you might be able to grab your feet and spread your knees, or you might be able to straighten your legs. It just depends on how much flexibility you have, right? So first, find the outsides of your feet like this. Can you see me? Yeah. If you can't do this, then that's where you want to work to get to. So maybe just try one leg at a time. Whenever you do just one side, it's usually easier than trying to tackle both of them at the same time. So if this is where you are, stop here. Don't go any further. If you're okay with this, try and bring your knees apart like this. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. And I'm actually pulling my feet down with my arms just to give my hips like a deeper stretch. If you can push your feet up against your hands and then pull your hands down so you kind of have that tension that you're building between the two, and you just kind of push and pull maybe for like 10 seconds as hard as you can, and then release, and you should feel a lot more room in your hips than where you started. And if you do that a couple times, you'll get more of a stretch in your hips. You'll feel the difference that it makes. If you have the flexibility, you can straighten your legs out like I'm doing now. Kind of pulling back and forth. So if you were just in one of the other poses, you can't straighten your legs out right now, I recommend just rocking in that position. So if you're here, just like rocking side to side like this. And that should be comforting to your back. I'm actually bringing my legs down now when I said that. Just lay your legs flat. I need to see where I am on the camera. This isn't the most helpful. Is this angle better? Is this angle good? Oh, I think this angle is okay, right? Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna bring my arms up. Just gonna get a full body stretch in before you start this one. You can just rock side to side. I kind of don't have a lot of room on my left side, but I'm gonna make it work. Okay, so now that our top half is stretched and our bottom half is stretched, we're going to do a little bit of a rotation in your hips, just like checking the full range that you have. So in theory, you could do these at the same time. Big circles out, and then big circles in. And that would be the full mobility exercise, I can do that up to that point. It's pretty hard for me to maintain that, so I'm gonna do another modification, which is just to do one side at a time. So one leg up, down, like this. So I bring my legs straight up, and then I push it out to the side, and then I bring my leg down, it's still out to the side, and then I bring it in. So it's like I'm making a box with my foot. And when you do this fast enough, it starts to look like you're doing a circle. And then it starts to be a circle. And if it's popping or not rotating at all, then that's where you need to start. So let's say I try to bring my leg up and that hurts, then I'm just going to practice doing a little flutter kick down here until I can build up enough strength to bring my leg all the way out. And it'll happen. But yeah, just practice your flutter. You can also practice doing these lower rather than trying to bring your leg all the way up. And then I'm going to switch to the next side. So hopefully you can see that side. If not, I think you know what it is. Alright, I did a few circles on each side. My hips are feeling a little more loose, which is good, but only on the top set half. So I'm going to do one little back stretch because I'm already on my back, and then I'm going to flip over and do some hips rotations from the opposite angle. So this one's a little more advanced. If you don't want to do this one, you can just put your knees to your chest and hug your knees like this. Then you can stop here. You don't have to do anything else. Press your back up against the ground to make sure your back is flat on the ground and your spine has a chance to tap in and see if it's aligned correctly. And then if you want to do the more advanced stretch, I'm going to do it now. And I just put my knees down a little bit so I have enough space to grab my ankles. You might not have to do this, but it's what I do. And I kind of just rock. Little pop, like a rocking chair. Okay, when you come out of this, you want to roll out of it and not pop up, but bring your legs down. So you gotta kind of go slow. I can grab my feet to help slow my roll down. And then just pull your hands away from your feet away from your hands. Now just be like bacon and flip over, right? On to all fours. This might be a time where you want a water break if this has been like a lot of work for you. If you're good, just keep going with the flow. This is more hip work. So I'm going to bring my legs out. Just make sure that's safe and not strenuous on you. And then bring it back down. So just a few pulses like that. If you feel like you have good range there, you're going to go up, and then you're going to go out. And then you know what's next. You go down, and then you go in. Just like the other, but in the opposite. So now we're up top. Up, out, down, in, up, out, in, up, out, down, in. Doing 2 more because this is hard. Oh my goodness. Whew. Sheesh. That's hard. It's like pouring rain all of a sudden. Alright, here we go. Oh, I'm just going to do a couple of pulses. Alright. The goal is to do at least 5 of these. I didn't count the other side, I just know it was burning really bad, so I guess that it was 5, but I'm going to do it until it burns, so this time I'm going to count just to see where I'm at. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. Ah! Alright, so I was wrong. I wasn't wrong. I could have done more than 6, but I think because I like my elbow kind of buckled there just now, it wasn't worth the risk to keep going. Which I recommend happens to you if you ever feel like something's about to pop or wiggle too much. Just stop there. Don't push it, it's not worth it. Okay, what are some other mobility things I want to get in there? These ones are going to be more of the squatting. So first you're down low and I'm ready to go. Come back up a little bit. I have a wedgie. I'm going to go pick it real quick. Hopefully you can see this enough. I'm going to try and go to the side so you can't see all up in the bits. Is that alright? We're going to do some movements from the stretch back to the stretch. So I do recommend you hold it as long as you can, just so that you know you're going to be able to rest in this position and not strain in this position. Alright, hopefully that's enough to kind of get your hips open in this position. And now it's just going to be a knee down and an arm up. So I'm going to do it from this angle just so you can see it a little more clearly. And then I'm going to move out of it. I don't again want everything out into the camera. Okay. I have a toe ring and it's getting stuck on something. So I'm going to be down here. And then I'm going to tap my knee inward, put my hand down, and twist my hand up. And then I'm going to come back up, stop here, and then go in the opposite direction. I'm going to do 2 more on each side. Oh my gosh. My quads are burning, bruv. Means my hips are getting it in too. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. That was only one. Oh gosh. Knee down first so you know you're getting that hip internal rotation. And then hand down. And again, make sure you rest in this position before you go back up. It's not just a quick swing through, because when you stop here, you allow your hips to sink back in, so when you drop this knee, you're already sunk in instead of just swinging through and missing the hip portion. So drop your knee inside first, hand down for support, other arm up. And back down. Alright. Next part is going to be standing up all the way, but keeping your back down. And this is just, I don't know what to call these, but you're walking on your hands and your feet as well. And you're trying to keep your butt up. If you can keep your hands locked out and your legs locked out, that's the best form. But if you can't do that, get as close to it as you can. Okay, I just unlocked something. I went in a circle like this, right? I went all the way around like this. And I did that like a full circle or two. And because I was going in one direction, one hip started to get like a really deep stretch. And when I went in the opposite direction, it happened on the opposite side. So I think that's a good thing. I don't know why. I can look it up later, but I just thought I'd let you know why I'm spinning in circles. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna switch. Oh my gosh. That was like a leg massage. I don't know about you. That really felt like a leg massage. Like all in this area, even like in my butt area. I don't know how to describe it, but that felt so nice. Whew. Okay, well, looks like I got about 10 minutes left. And I did spine. I did hips. Let's do a little bit of neck, I guess. A little bit of shoulders. I did shoulders as well. How about we just finish off with the mobility routine? I haven't done that one in a while. So if you're new here, I had a mobility routine that I was doing every single day to prep my body for the basics. And I said I would do it every Monday until I got really good at it. And then I would move on to harder things. But I haven't done it in a while, so I'm going to try it right now and see if it's easier or harder or the same. But it is a full-on routine, so if you were here when I first started doing this, you can see if you can do it, or if you've been doing it, show me up. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to wrap up with this, and I'm going to do it 10 times, because that was the clear achievement of it, I think. The way to know. The final boss. I'm just warming my ankles right now, because this feels good on my ankles. Following along, just follow along. I might not talk you through it. Sorry, that felt really good, so I just had to stop and do that extra bonus. Okay, I think that was pretty much it. I think that was it. I didn't count them. I don't know if you did. I suck at counting, honestly. I really need to have, like, I need a mod. I do. And I know that sounds weird coming from someone that doesn't get more than 100. I don't even get 100 views. But if there was somebody out there that could just count my reps, you know? Just so I know. Just so I know. There was something else I was going to do. Oh yes, I saw this one the other day. I wanted to give it a try, so I might as well do it here. And this one is another hip stretch. It's like kind of like a plank and a dip at the same time. Side plank, you know what that is? Which is already like a movement in itself, so I'll do that first. I'm on my side. If you can see that. Holding myself up with this arm and then balancing my weight between my 2 feet until I can lift 1 foot up. And the foot that I lift up is going to go in front of me like this, and then I'm going to dip. So I'm kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I think I'm doing it right. Honestly, I don't know if I'm doing it right. I can't tell. But I do want to do it on both sides, no matter what. No matter what, do whatever you did on both sides, or you're going to be offset for the duration of your life. Okay. Okay, I figured it out. So basically, when you do these dips, you can't be slightly forward or slightly back. Because if you are, then you're really just dipping by hinging. If you're like actually vertical, you're actually vertical with the ground when you're on your side. When you do dip, you're stretching your side. So I don't know if I can show you. Maybe I can show you from this angle. Yeah. So right now, I'm actually balanced on my side. So I can, this is actually a really good angle, y'all. Alright, so now I'm balanced on my side. When I dip, I'm actually dipping on my side. Versus to if I was like this, a little bit forward, and I dip, I'm just bending. Right? So just be aware of that. Alright, I think that was an hour. I feel like it was a successful stream in my eyes. I don't know how the sound went. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for having copywritten music or not. But nonetheless, I've made another mobility stream that I think was thorough and helpful. And again, I don't know if you like this angle, but I feel like literally out of all the videos, out of all the streams I've done, even downstairs where I had like a bunch of space, I feel like this is the first time when I wanted to show you something, I could actually capture it on camera, and it wasn't like me trying to describe it a lot. It was like literally like, okay, put your leg over here, and then you could see exactly how to put your leg, versus to me trying to like move in a weird angle after I've already like said I was gonna try and connect, you know, things, keep a flow, and then I'm like moving all around, right? So I really like that. I also feel like right now you can see me, right? Like, I don't know if that's always the case, but I'm downstairs. I feel like I'm pretty far away unless I'm, you know, walking up to the camera basically. So I feel like this is a way that you can see me more. Maybe this is weird. Maybe you don't like this. Maybe it's too much. I'm trying not to put all my naughty bits out in the camera. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna look back at the VOD and see how this goes, but I feel like I like it. I don't know how you feel about my hair. I straightened it at the very last minute today. And yeah. Anyways, thank you for being here. I will be definitely streaming on Sunday and Monday next week. I hope you have a good start to your week right now. It is Monday and raining where I am, but I hope wherever you are, you feel good there and you have, again, a good start to your week. I'll see you later.